Hi, my name is Michelle Dale, and welcome to A Decade on the Road. This is a report that details my own personal insights into digital nomad success. It's a report where I've basically outlined 10 steps or 10 tips that I'm going to take you through, which are inside the PDF of A Decade on the Road. But I would also like to sort of add a little bit more context through talking you through them, and adding a few more sort of tidbits of stories and experiences in my life that have kind of led me to where I am today. And the last decade has really been responsible for those. This is a free report, however, it's not free for distribution. So if you would like to share this, please do send people to www.e-travelweekly.com. Alternatively, send them to virtualmissfriday.com/subscribe, where they can sign up and obtain this report themselves free of charge. So first of all, have you ever wanted to travel? Seriously, I did. I was on holiday once, and I was 17 years old. I'd never been on a plane before, and I went to Turkey with my then boyfriend at the time, and it was such an amazing experience. I traveled around Europe a little bit with my family on holidays to France and things like that, and we went in the car. But for me to actually get on a plane and go to an entire other country was really quite an amazing experience for me. And it was the very, very first time I realized that the world was so much bigger than this tiny little island that I'd grew up on. Have you ever wanted what life would look like a decade from now if you walked out of your front door this minute, never knowing if you could ever return or if you would ever return? I'm Michelle Dale, and when I was 23, I did just that. This year, in 2014, I celebrate my 33rd birthday. A decade ago, I worked 60 hours a week. It was all on commission. I rarely got a chance to take a holiday. I woke up one day and realized I didn't want to spend the rest of my life like that. I immediately quit my boring job in finance. I sold my heavily mortgaged house. I sold my car and all of my belongings, and I left the UK 3 months later from making that decision, a single woman with a one-way ticket to the Middle East, a laptop, and a suitcase of clothes. So how does my life look 10 years later? Well, I run a 100% digital business that can bring in over $30,000 a month just from servicing clients, selling online business services to entrepreneurs around the globe. So my business, the 30K a month, comes purely from services, and I do have other kind of sidelines and business adventures that I do online. For example, I sell products and training to people who want to kind of replicate this digital nomad lifestyle, and that's not included in that. This is purely just servicing clients. So if you would like to start a service business or a VA business, there is so much potential out there for money you can make by providing a really excellent service. I also met my soulmate, who is actually from America. He's originally from California, and we happened to meet while we were both traveling through the continent of Africa. So it was a completely chance meeting, and it was a kind of wonderful experience for me, given the fact that most of my previous relationships were complete disasters. And I felt like I finally met somebody who kind of understood me and didn't think what I was doing was completely crazy, because obviously he was doing the same thing himself. We then went on to have 2 children, and I had both my children on the road. And currently, this year in 2014, in July, there's another one going to be born. My eldest son, who will be 7 this year, and my kids have spent every year, every birthday of their lives living in a different country. And I did all of this through non-native English-speaking countries. So, I'm about to reveal the biggest life-changing takeaways I've discovered over the last decade that I believe are responsible for the complete transformation of my whole life. Inside the pages of this report and inside this video, I'm going to document my top 10 amazing discoveries that really only a decade on the road could provide a clear insight into.